We live in a society where most people dream of having an extraordinary life, but they don't want to pay the equivalent price for it to happen. And that's exactly why they remain trapped in the same place their entire lives. There's a universal truth. Everything in life has a price always. If you don't pay with money, you pay with time. If you don't pay with time, you pay with your health. If you don't pay with your health, you pay with lost opportunities that will never return. People look at someone who is in good shape and think, lucky them, good genes. They look at someone who has built a successful business and think they had opportunities I didn't. They look at strong relationships and think they were lucky to find each other. That's a lie. The vast majority of successful people weren't lucky. They had to pay the price with sacrifice, with discipline, with difficult choices that most people don't want to make. The samurai of feudal Japan had a principle in Bushido that stated, you cannot serve two masters. You either serve comfort or you serve purpose. Never both at the same time. And do you know the dirtiest trick your mind plays on you? Your mind convinces you that you can negotiate the price, that you can get in shape without following a diet, that you can have a lot of money working little, that you can have a good relationship without needing to be vulnerable, that you are special and the rules don't apply to you. But today, you're going to hear the story of a guy who believed that lie until he lost everything that mattered, and how he discovered that the only thing more expensive than paying the price of sacrifice is paying the price of regret. Before we continue, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, leave a like below and comment. What price are you willing to pay in your life? Are you willing to pay the price of sacrifice or the price of regret? Comment below. Now let's get back to the video. Chapter 1. The man who wanted everything without paying anything. Christopher was 28 years old. He worked at a convenience store earning very little. He lived in a one-bedroom apartment. His salary barely covered the rent. But he had big dreams. He wanted to build a company. He wanted to get in shape. He wanted to travel the world. He wanted to marry Aurora, the girlfriend he loved more than anything. The problem, Christopher wanted all of that, but he didn't want to give up anything. He said he wanted to make money, but he didn't want to work on his company's project in his spare time. Man, I work all day. I get home exhausted. I need to rest. The weekend would arrive and he'd be partying with his friends, drinks, drugs, fun. Monday would come with a hangover and the excuse ready. I'll start next week. He said he wanted to get in shape. He didn't need to get down to 10% body fat, just around 14%, and have decent health, but he didn't want to wake up early to train. I need sleep to have energy for work. He didn't want to train during his lunch break. Too busy. There's no time. He didn't want to train after work. I get home already exhausted. And what about food? Forget it. He wasn't going to give up fast food, alcohol, or the junk food he ate every day. Man, I work hard. I deserve to have some fun. Aurora saw all of this and she tried to help. She offered help with the company project. She invited him to train with her. She tried to make healthy food at home. His response was always the same. Sorry, I'll start next week. Now is not a good time. I'm very tired. Until the day she looked at him and said, Chris, I love you, but I can't stand watching you waste your life. I want to grow. I want to leave this town. I want to see the world. And you're exactly where you were when we met years ago. She broke up with him that day. Chapter 2. The shock of reality. Christopher spent the first 2 weeks doing exactly what you would do. He drank more. He went out more. He tried to fill the void with the same things that created the void. But there's a problem with losing something you truly love. You can no longer pretend that everything is okay. He looked in the mirror and saw a stranger, a 28-year-old man working a job he hated, out of shape, broke, purposeless, without the only person who truly believed in him. And for the first time in his life, Christopher asked the right question. What do I really want? The answer came quickly. He wanted Aurora back. He wanted to build something with his life. He wanted to look in the mirror and respect the man he saw. But then came the second question, the one that changed everything. How much am I willing to pay for this? Because up until that moment, Christopher had spent his entire life wanting things without being willing to pay the price. He wanted the result, but tried to negotiate the cost. And the universe doesn't negotiate. That night he was on YouTube trying to distract himself. A video about samurai discipline came on. How they managed to maintain absolute consistency. The guy in the video mentioned a book called Atomic Habits and suggested studying Bushido. Christopher bought the book that night. He began researching the samurai and he discovered something no one had ever told him about discipline. Chapter 3. The law no one wants to accept. There is a universal principle called the Law of Sowing and Reaping. It's simple. You reap exactly what you sow. No more, no less. If you sow comfort, you reap mediocrity. If you sow discipline, you reap results. There are no shortcuts, no negotiation, no exceptions. The samurai understood something fundamental. The price will always be paid. The only question is when and by whom. You can pay the price of effort today, or you'll pay the price of regret tomorrow. You can pay the price of discipline now, or you'll pay the price of mediocrity for the rest of your life. Christopher read this and something clicked. He had spent 28 years trying to avoid paying the price. And what did he have? Nothing. He had paid anyway. only he paid with lost opportunities, deteriorating health, the love of his life. He realized the price of comfort is infinitely higher than the price of sacrifice. That's when he made the decision. No more negotiations, no more excuses. He was going to pay whatever price was necessary. But there was a problem. He didn't know how. Chapter 4. The Master. Christopher looked for a jiu-jitsu school near his home, not because he wanted to become a fighter, but because he had read that martial arts taught discipline. The school's master was named Kenji, a 55-year-old Japanese-American, a former competitor, a guy who took life seriously. In the first class, Christopher appeared with all the excitement of someone who had just had an epiphany. "Master, I want to change my life. I want to become disciplined. I want." Kenji raised his hand. "Do you want to, or will you go?" Christopher remained silent. "Do you know the difference between wanting and doing?" Kenji continued. "Wanting is comfortable. Doing hurts. Everyone wants, few do. So tell me, do you want it or will you do it?" "I go." "Great. Then stop talking and start training." In the first training sessions, Christopher got beaten up, literally. Smaller, physically weaker guys would walk all over him because they had paid the price for the training. He was trying to compensate for years of neglect with 2 weeks of motivation. After the third training session, he approached Kenji. "Master, how long until I get good at this?" "It depends. How much are you willing to pay?" Christopher didn't understand. Chapter 5. The Art of Enduring. Kenji explained a Japanese concept called gammon. Perseverance through sacrifice. The ability to endure what is difficult without complaining, without giving up, without looking for the easy way out. "Do you see that guy over there?" Kenji pointed to a purple belt on the mat. "He's been training here for 6 years. Do you know how many times he wanted to quit? Hundreds. Do you know how many times he actually quit? 0. That's gammon. In ancient Japan, samurai practiced gammon from childhood. They trained in the cold without complaining. They stayed in painful positions for hours, not because they liked it, but because they understood that strength doesn't come from comfort, but from enduring discomfort without breaking. Christopher started applying this. He would wake up at 6:00 a.m. to train before work. Did his body ache? Gammon. Did his mind tell him to give up? Gammon. Did his friends invite him to a party on Friday? Gammon. In the first week, Christopher woke up with his body screaming, his mind bargaining. A day off won't make a difference. But he remembered the price of comfort is always higher. In the second week, nothing got any easier, but he got stronger. In the fourth week, his friends started commenting, "Dude, you're getting boring, you just train. You never go out anymore." Perfect. When the people around you start complaining about your discipline, it's a sign that you're on the right track. A psychologist who has studied resilience for years discovered that the human brain doesn't differentiate between physical pain and emotional pain. When you train your ability to withstand physical discomfort, you automatically increase your tolerance for psychological discomfort. Ji isn't just philosophy, it's neuroscience. Chapter 6. Ichigo. The cost of negligence. 2 months later, Christopher was different. Slimmer body, more focused mind, but still working at the convenience store. Still no progress on the company project. Kenji realized, "You're training your body but neglecting the purpose." "Why? I don't have time, master. I work, I train, I'm exhausted." "Stop." Kenji interrupted him. "Do you know Ichigochi?" Christopher denied it. "One encounter, one opportunity. Every moment that passes never returns. You're 28 years old now. How old will you be when you finally decide to begin?" 33, 5, 40. Every day you choose not to work towards your dream. You're paying with the most expensive thing there is. Time that never comes back. You can't buy back your 20s. You can't recover that moment. That hit Christopher like a punch to the stomach. He had become so focused on training his body that he had forgotten the original purpose. He wanted to build something. He wanted Aurora back. That night, Christopher did a simple calculation. He worked 8 hours a day, he slept 7, he trained 2. That left 7 hours. Where did those hours go? Netflix, social media, nothing else. He was wasting 7 hours a day, almost 50 hours a week, 200 hours a month, more than 2,000 hours a year. And he complained that he didn't have time. The truth hurt, he had time. He just didn't want to pay the price of giving up easy entertainment. Chapter 7. Sacrifice for duty. In Bushido, there is a principle that few truly understand. Sacrifice for duty. The samurai does not choose between what he wants and what he must do. He simply does what he must. It's not about motivation. It's not about willpower. It's about recognizing that you have a duty to be the best version of yourself, and duty is non-negotiable. Christopher cut everything off. He deleted Netflix. He uninstalled social media. He stopped hanging out with friends who only wanted to drink. His friends said he was exaggerating. "Dude, you need to live a little." But Christopher had finally understood. He had spent 28 years living a little, and where had that led him? Alone, broken, without purpose. He started working on his company's project for 3 hours a night, every day without exception. On weekends, 6 hours each day. It wasn't easy, it was exhausting. There were nights he almost cried from exhaustion. There were days when his mind screamed at him to give up. But he remembered the principle. The price will always be paid. The only question is whether you pay with effort now or regret later. In the 3rd month, something started to appear. The body was visibly stronger. The company's project was taking shape. People began to notice. But this is where the story gets interesting, because Christopher was doing everything right. You were paying the price, but he was about to discover that there's an even higher price that no one prepares you to pay. Chapter 8. The hardest price. 6th month, Christopher was unrecognizable. He'd lost 15 kilos, earning his blue belt in jiu-jitsu. The company project was progressing. He decided to text Aurora. "Hi, I know I don't have the right to ask for anything, but I'd like to show you something. Can I meet you?" She agreed. They met in a cafe. Aurora looked at him and immediately saw the difference. His body, his posture, even the way he spoke was different. "You look different," she said. "Christopher told me everything. The jiu-jitsu, the project, the complete life change. But he didn't ask to come back. He simply said, 'I wanted to thank you. To thank for leaving me. It was the best thing anyone ever did for me. You forced me to face the truth. I was a coward. I wanted everything without paying anything. And you paid the price for my cowardice by being stuck with me for years.'" Aurora remained silent. "I'm not here to ask you to come back," Christopher continued. "I'm here to show you that you weren't wrong about me. You saw something I could be, and I'm finally becoming that." That's when Aurora said something he didn't expect. "Chris, I still like you. I always have. But there's something you need to understand. If we get back together, I won't be the kind of girl who accepts excuses. I won't be the kind of girl who's happy when you try. I'll demand the same level of commitment you're showing now forever. Are you ready for that? And here's the price no one tells you. The price isn't just change. It's maintaining the change. It's being that disciplined person, not for 6 months, but for 6 years, for 60 years, until the day you die. That's the real price, and it's terrifying." Chapter 9. The practice that never ends. Christopher looked into her eyes and said, "I am." But he knew it wasn't just about talking. It was about proving it every single day for the rest of his life. They returned, but not as before. This time there were rules. This time there were standards. Aurora wouldn't accept excuses. She was training herself. She was building her own career. If Christopher failed, she wasn't going to wait for him to recover. And you know what that did? It forced Christopher to understand something that Bushido has taught for centuries. Discipline is not something you do. It's something you are. You don't practice discipline. Sometimes you live discipline constantly without a break. There were bad days. There were weeks when Christopher wanted to give up. There were moments when his body and mind begged for a break. But he remembered the price of comfort is always higher. The first year passed. The company project became a real business. I wasn't rich, but I was making progress. In his second year, Christopher left the convenience store. He was working full-time in his own business. In their third year, he proposed to Aurora, and she said yes because he had become a different person. Chapter 10. The final truth. Today, Christopher is 33 years old. His company grosses 6 figures annually. He competes in jiu-jitsu. He travels the world. People look at his life and say, "Man, you got lucky," sort. As if waking up at 600 a.m. for 5 years in a row was luck. As if training when your body screamed to stop was luck. As if working at the business every weekend while your friends drank was luck. Christopher was unlucky. He paid the price in sacrifice, in discipline, in moments no one saw. And here's the part people don't understand. He still pays every day, because the price of excellence isn't a one-time fee. It's a lifetime subscription. The difference is that now he knows. The price of comfort would be infinitely higher. It would be waking up at 50 and realizing he wasted his life. It would be looking in the mirror and seeing a stranger. It would be living with the regret of never having tried. The truth no one wants to hear is that you won't have everything you want. That's not how it works. You'll have to choose. You can have the comfort or you can have the results. You can have the parties or you can have the body. You can have the easy entertainment or you can have the business. But you can't have both. Do you know what the cruelest part is? Not choosing is also a choice. When you sit around trying to have both, you've automatically chosen comfort, because comfort is the default. Results require action. The price will always be paid. The only question is, will you pay with effort or with regret? Christopher chose hard work, and today he lives a life most people only dream of. Not because he's special, but because he was the only one willing to pay the price. What price are you willing to pay? Because while you try to negotiate, time is running out. And time, unlike money, you can never get back. Let's recap. Christopher was an ordinary guy who wanted extraordinary results without paying the price. He lost everything. Aurora, purpose, self-respect. It was only when he accepted that you can't negotiate with reality that everything changed. He learned the law of sowing and reaping. You always reap what you sow. He learned gammon, the art of enduring without complaining. He learned ichigo ichi, that every lost moment never returns. And he learned the principle of Bushido, that duty is non-negotiable. He paid the price in discipline, in sacrifice, in difficult choices, and he received a life worth living. If this video made you confront the truth about the price that needs to be paid, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos that will transform you. And tell me in the comments, what price have you finally decided to pay? Remember, you may pay with effort today or regret tomorrow, but you will pay. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to watch one of the ones appearing on your screen. You're sure to learn something valuable from it. Thanks for watching until the end. See you in the next video.